What is up, guys? It's Ultimate Spy Producer here, and today I'm going to be doing my first top 10 video, and I'm going to do the top 10 weirdest / annoying mechanics in the Pokemon game. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Pokemon. I watched almost all the anime and played most of the main series games, even the spin-offs like Mystery Dungeon. I started on Generation 3 with Leaf Green and Emerald, then went on through the generations until the new 6th generation. But all the time I was catching them all. There have been times where a mechanic in the game will get annoying or just plain stupid and weird, and usually by the new generations it's fixed. But here is a list of, in my opinion, the weirdest / annoying mechanics in the Pokemon games, not kind of spin-offs. Starting off with number 10 is a super weird mechanic that, in my opinion, doesn't make sense, and that is not being able to run with the running shoes on while in a Pokemon Center in Generation 3, but able to do so in Generation 4 and on. I just find it stupid that you can run around in the Pokemon Center and in the new games, but you can't in the old games. I mean, I'm glad they fixed it in Generation 4, but it would have been nice if it was a thing in the older games. Coming in at number 9 is a mechanic that was fixed in Generation 6 with X and Y Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and that is when you're in a battle and you defeat a Pokemon, either wild or trained battle, the Pokemon sinks into the ground, which is the faint animation. Now that isn't a thing at all in the anime, as they fell down and have swirls for eyes. In Generation 6, like I said, they fixed this with the Pokemon collapsing and turning into a ball of light, and going back to the trainer. I never liked this mechanic, and that was weird to me, but I'm happy to see change a more realistic looking faint in the new games. At number 8, a really annoyingly stupid mechanic is the Battle Frontier in Generation 3 and 4, not counting Fire to Leaf Green because there was no Frontier in those games. When you're in a battle and you defeat a trained Pokemon, you don't get any XP. Now this to me is annoying because you're supposed to get experience in battles, and I find it really stupid because you go to all that hard work to defeat the Pokemon to get nothing for it. Especially when that's often your point in battling, to earn experience to level up your Pokemon so they can evolve. It's also a thing in front battling. You don't get any XP. It's just always been something that has annoyed me while using that type of battling. It's also a thing with the Battle Tent and Pokemon Emerald, which are tents you can use to practice against trainers for the Battle Frontier. It's just been a really stupid mechanic that has always annoyed me since the Battle Frontier has existed. Number 7 is a weird mechanic that is fortunately exclusive to one area of the Battle Frontier, and that is the Battle Factory. In the Battle Factory, you're not allowed to use your own Pokemon, which is the stupidest idea ever invented. Why would you invent a rule where you were forced to use your own Pokemon instead of your own? My problem with this is if I had a Pokemon, I'm most likely going to be stuck with any good moves. Like I said before, fortunately it's only exclusive to the Battle Factory part of the Battle Frontier. I have experienced this multiple times when using this facility, and it ain't fun. There is, however, a bright side to this mechanic. You have the chance to battle using Pokemon you may not have seen in your Pokédex before. And there's also a way to cheat in the game so you can steal a random Pokemon, which I have to admit is pretty cool. But aside from that, it is the worst idea for a facility, and I'm certainly not a fan of the mechanic. Number 6 is a weird mechanic, and it was introduced in Generation 5 with Black and White and its sequels Black 2 and White 2, which were in the same generation, and that it gave extra animation for when you entered any building. It was really weird because the camera in the game sort of focused on the door you were entering and then faded to the interior of the building. It kind of, in my opinion, gave me motion sickness because I guess Game Freak thought it would be cool to add in the extra scope of animation for doors to the almost 3D-looking gameplay. Yeah, it wasn't. I hate it, and I still play Black and Black 2. I just don't think it was a necessary mechanic to add in. I'm glad that Generation 6 fixed that problem, and it seems the new game fixed a lot of problems that Generation 5 had with mechanics. Number 5. Now, this is one of my favorite parts of the Pokemon game as well as the anime. Seeing one of my Pokemon evolve was one of my favorite moments playing the game. Even seeing one of Ash's or a friend of Ash's Pokemon evolve in the anime was so cool, I had to watch it over and over again. And in the games, if I didn't know what level my Pokemon was going to evolve at, it was always a nice surprise to have the reward of a cool animation when one of them evolved after battle, or just to watch it change if it didn't evolve by level, which is what some Pokemon do. But it all changed in Generation 5, when the animation was altered completely to the Pokemon making its usual cry, animating as it was like a Pokemon in Generation 5 do. Instead of it glowing white and miniaturizing and then quickly switching back and forth between the current stage and the next stage, you know what I'm talking about, it started to get taken apart, particle by particle, until it was spinning a spiral of white data and slowly put itself back together in the corner of the newly evolved Pokemon. I just found it weird. That never happens in the game, let alone the anime. And in the anime, they changed the color of the glow to a sparkling blue, which is cool, but not as cool and basic as the white glow, in my opinion. I don't understand why you would change the evolution animation to something like a spinning spiral of white. This is not how it works. But that's what Game Freak decided to do, and I hate it. It didn't get better in Generation 6. You end up seeing the 3D model of your Pokemon for the glow white and then spin around in a circle And then a bright white engulfs the entire Pokemon, making it impossible to see what's happening to the Pokemon. God! I just don't get why you can't make it look decent like it did in Generation 4. But that's how the animation goes, and it's not pretty. I just hope they give the evolution animation a more anime feel in the new Sun and Moon game, because it makes me very annoyed. Number 4. This mechanic can be annoying, but I have found my way around it, and that is the Experience Share. The Experience Share, or XP Share for short, was an item that allowed you to select a Pokemon and gain experience, well, not in battle, since generally how you earn experience for your Pokemon by having them in battle. The annoying thing about this item is that you can only use it on one other Pokemon. The supported Pokemon is the one that gets all the experience. You can do what most people do and put your weak Pokemon in your party, and since you're pitted against a higher level Pokemon, especially your primary one, so when you fit that Pokemon, your weak one gets some experience. The XP Share isn't a bad item. It's very useful, but you can only have one for one Pokemon. So that means no one else in your party gets the share of experience. That was fixed in Generation 6, when the XP Share became a key item, and enabled all your Pokemon to get XP in battle, so they'd all be at a somewhat equal level, which made the Generation 6 games all the more fun and easy. I just wish they made the XP Share function like it is in Generation 6. Number 3. If there's one mechanic I'm sick of, it's encountering Pokemon from old generations and new generation games. It all started in Generation 2, where you can encounter Pokemon from the Kanto region. It then happened with Generation 4 with the Sinnoh games, where you can encounter Pokemon from Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn, in various areas that house strong Pokemon after defeating the Pokemon League. Again, in Generation 5, you can encounter quite an amount of Pokemon from the previous generations. And now, in Generation 6, you can still catch Pokemon from older games, like Pikachu and Pidgey. I just don't understand why Game Freak does this. At first, in the earlier games, you had to unlock certain areas in the game to be able to encounter old Pokemon. But now in X and Y, you can encounter this old generic Pokemon as common as the new ones. The reason it's a problem for me is I like having variety when playing Pokemon. I like having new stuff. I get tired of having a Pokemon from an older game, or region as the game mentions. I get that players like to encounter the classics, but it gets old after each generation. I like playing with the new Pokemon they give us, like Honedge, which is a freaking sword. I mean, come on, you can't get better than that. Number 2. Now, this mechanic is very, very annoying. It's very stressful. And that is migrating/transporting or transferring your Pokemon to new games. Especially if you have the newest X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire games. You want to transfer your old save, old Pokemon from your older games. And this just takes a long time. So you have to have the weirdly annoying mechanic about this is the first one where you have to go from Generation 3 to 4 with a compatible GBA cartridge, either Leaf Green, Fire Red, Ruby, Sapphire, or Emerald. Any of those. You have to have 6 Pokemon in your PC in one box, and then when you go to your DS, you have to have a Generation 4 cartridge in there. So that means Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, any of those. And then you put those in there, and then you go to your menu. You migrate. You hit migrate from Leaf Green, Emerald, Leaf Green, Fire Red, Emerald, Sapphire, Ruby, that kind of stuff. And then you have to, and then it gives the option of doing that. But then you can only do it every 24 hours. I mean, only once a day. So if you have like 100 Pokemon, you have to wait an entire day to do that again, which is annoying as hell. It does work, however. And then, so you do that. You transfer. You ask you to send it. If you can't send it back, you got. Obviously I can't do that because that's just how it works. And then you get to Pill Park. You recache them back to your thing, and it goes back to your PC. And then you have to go from the next one, which is basically you have to do an even kind of longer step. It's not as stressful because you can do it as much as you want. You don't have to do it you don't have to wait an entire day. But you do have to do it. It's a cool thing because you get a mini game. You have to have 2 DSs. Now this is the part where it gets really annoying and just it's frustrating too. You have to. I mean, that's not as frustrating as migration. That's just ridiculous. But it is annoying, and that is you have to have. So you put your Generation 4 cartridge in one DS and your Generation 5 cartridge in another DS. That means Generation 5 is either black and white or black 2 and white 2. and then you go to the Pokemon Transfer Lab in one of the DSs, either a original DS or a DS, or either two of the same DS or a DS or a 3DS. That's what I use. And then you have to select the Pokemon from the PC you have, and then you get to play a little mini game, and it's this bow thing. You shoot a Pokeball and it catches them, and then that happens, and then the next step is Generation 5 to 6, and then this is not as bad. It seems to be easier from 4 to 5. 5 to 6 is actually a lot easier, and that is there's an app in 3DS called the Poke Transporter, and that allows you to use the Poke Bank. So you take your Pokemon from Black 2 and White 2 from your PC, and then you put it into the cloud, which is the Poke Bank, and then from there you go to your XY game, and then you load up that, and then you to go from Poke Bank from the ones you have in the storage, and then you can put that in Pokemon X or Y or Mega Ruby or Sapphire. I think it's the same thing because it's the same generation. But anyway, that is a mechanic on the list of the top 10 list for a reason, because it is just annoying, especially the migration one. That's for Generation 3 to 4. That is the one that takes forever because you just have to wait a whole day. I mean, obviously the prices are different with each generation, but it's stressful. Now, before I unveil my top pick for this list, here are some honorable mentions that just didn't make the list. And finally, number 1, a mechanic that I really hate, and I hope they fix in Pokemon Sun and Moon, and that is not being able to choose which Pokemon to send out when the opponent sends out theirs. Now, this mechanic can be really annoying. I mean, really annoying. I hate it so much, and it's just like, what I really hate is the fact that when I'm up against an opponent, and let's say they send out a Pokemon that is a ground type, and the first Pokemon in my party happens to be a fire type or something. And then, of course, I have a disadvantage against that Pokemon, and so I have to go out of my way to switch out my Pokemon for another Pokemon, and then when that happens, the next thing I know, the Pokemon that I send out to replace the one that was out initially gets damaged, and that's really annoying because it's like, I just wish they fixed it because I hate it having to take damage, and I like it on the anime how they're like, okay, well that Pokemon is a so-and-so type, so I should use this Pokemon, and you're able to send out the Pokemon in the anime. So I hope that they fix that in Pokemon Sun and Moon, the new Pokemon games that are going to be released in November, because I mean obviously it's a new generation, so hopefully they'll have some new mechanics, and I've seen a lot of the gameplay, and it looks really good. But I just hope this mechanic is improved, if not fixed by like making it better and actually letting you choose which Pokemon to send out first, without having to automatically have your party Pokemon send out. I just really, really hate it, and it's always been something that I've just, all the time I've been playing these games, it's always been a thing, and I'm sick of it, and I hope they fix it. So yeah, that is top 10 weird/annoying mechanics in the Pokemon games that I found really annoying and weird. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. If you liked it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. If you want me to make more of these top 10 videos, then let me know in the comments. I will be happy to. They do take lots of time, but yeah. So thank you for watching, and I had enjoyed this. I think, yeah. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya.